Okay, a good evening and a good morning and a good afternoon, a very good day for anybody and everybody that are joining us from different countries. Kenya, Nigeria, the Caribbean, India, Europe, Indonesia, Trinidad, US. What can I name and what can I leave? I think it's the whole globe that is joining us. So thank you very much for making the time in these very different times to come and join a positive note chat from a guru that I'm going to be introducing in a bit. Just a little bit of a housekeeping. If you're not on mute, please mute yourself. This is going to be a chat for about an hour, 40 to 45 minutes. We will hear from our renowned speaker, and about 10 to 15 minutes questions and answers. I must tell you that to avoid any logistical hiccups, let's do the question and answers on text. So without further ado, let me just introduce Tahir Hussain, an author, a speaker, an entrepreneur, life and wealth coach. Tahir is the founder of the Unstoppable Millionaire Academy. Started his own business at the age of 17. I was really pleased to read what Tahir was saying in his introduction, that he is so happy and proud that he has not worked for anybody. Proud for you, my friend and my brother. He reached 27 years and he reached his first $1 million of a business. Over 18 years in the business world, giving back and sharing his success are the drivers for him in the life. And as I said, as a founder of the Unstoppable Millionaire Academy, thousands of entrepreneurs were impacted positively globally by Tahir Hussain. He helped SMEs, entrepreneurs, directors, CEOs, athletes, and housewives in reaching success. Without further ado, here is Tahir Hussain. Brother Tahir, it's all yours.
Thank you, Brother Hussain, for such a lovely introduction. Appreciate your time. It's a delight being here today. And we'll just kick right off with it. Get ready to change. Let's get right into it. And what change are we talking about? So my advice to all of you from across different continents in different time zones around the world, grab yourself a pen and paper, take some notes as we talk. So you're completely engaged and you're learning in the process, and you have one of those amazing 1 hour of value provided. I'll do my best to serve you today. So once again, VRDA1, thank you very much for having me here today. And just a little bit about me. I'm an author, speaker, entrepreneur, life coach. Under the Unstoppable Millionaire Academy, I have spoken to over 1 million people, and importantly, with the real estate business, I've built a $1 billion in real estate, spoken for $1 billion companies. And the reason I mention that is because there's some massive, amazing content we will cover further during our talk today. So please do take this talk seriously and go all out and ask those questions that you might have as I'm talking. So let's start with the change. What is the change? So COVID-19. I barely can imagine anyone on the planet who probably at this point doesn't know what coronavirus is or what COVID-19 is at this point. So I'm pretty sure our audience knows what COVID-19 is. And then the question is COVID-19 a big deal? That's a question I want all of you to ask yourselves. Some of us are in lockdown. Some of us can't even leave our homes. Some of us can barely go to a shopping mall, and that's about it. Some of us are stuck, and the word is stuck in many ways, with our family members, kids, making the most of it. Some of us are grateful, all because of COVID-19. So ask yourself, is COVID-19 a big deal? The next question is, naturally, the first thought process is, no, it's not. It's okay. It's going to get over. I'm talking to you from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia right now. We're in phase 4 of a 2-week lockdown. Phase 4. So 4 times 2 is 8 weeks, pretty much, give or take. So is COVID-19 real, and will it affect me? Is COVID-19 real, and will it affect the people I love and care? Good question to ask. Today would be a good day to ask this question if you haven't done that so far. Some of you would be saying, let's look at the positive side. Thank God my health is great. My loved ones are taken care of, and I'm good. I'm good. We are all healthy, and we are all good. Is that enough? That's the next question. Is just being healthy enough to go through this phase of COVID-19? Because here's what's happening around the world, as a huge part of the world is in a lockdown. So some of the effects of COVID-19 in a lockdown pretty much seen so far. During the lockdowns, we saw a number of affected people and deaths, record numbers never seen like before. Unemployment in major first world countries at its historical high. America leading from the front, closing in close to 30 million people who have filed for not having a job. They are unemployed right now, 30 million people. Now, for Malaysia, that is the entire population of Malaysia, just to give you an idea. And for Dubai, we could fit in like 3 Dubais in that one country where people are unemployed, just to understand the seriousness of what's going on. Stimulus plans at its historical high. Some of you may not know what a stimulus plan is. Stimulus plan is where a lot of governments are bailing out individuals, people affected the most, SMEs, companies, and giving them loans. Malaysia is providing loans at almost 0%. America is providing loans at 0% to corporates, so they keep the business running and they do not shut down doors. Over $10 trillion in America alone has been pumped into the economy to keep it running. As I would say, economy on ventilators right now, because the panic of unemployment, lockdown, businesses being affected has been so bad. And let me just stop here for a minute. And you guys would be like, I thought this is going to be interesting. This guy's just talking about all the negativities and all the wrong things going on in the world right now. And yes, I'm doing that because you'll realize in the next few slides, I'm making a very important point. To understand a problem, you need to acknowledge the problem first. And you know why? Because a lot of people are in denial. A lot of people right now feel that after the lockdown, when they go back to the world, everything will be perfectly the way it was before. No, the world as we knew 2 months ago, 8 weeks ago, has ceased to exist. That's the word. Some of you would call it dramatic, and I'll make an effort to make sure that why that is real. A lot of things are going to change, and they're going to change real quick. They are changing real quick. Uncertain markets are there right now. We saw the stock market crash already 3 times. They had to stop the market from trading. That's how bad. It's the worst since the Great Depression. Imagine that. The worst since the Great Depression. I'm specifically talking about the S&P market in the US. We also saw oil and gas prices reaching negative -$37 a barrel. So these are some of the side effects of what COVID-19 has done. It would be absolutely insane to think that you are in a lockdown, your family is protected. Alhamdulillah, that's a great thing, by the way. And there's so much to be grateful for. But follow the economy around the world a little bit, if not too much, if you're not into it. So you know or get a feeling of the world around you, the world you're living in. Why? Because that would be important. And this session is an educational session to allow you to understand the consequences of COVID-19 that is happening around the world. Some of you are like, that didn't affect me. That's great, but it's affecting the masses out there. Welcome to network marketing. And what has all of this got to do with network marketing? Allow me to show you how big this industry is. Now, there are three kinds of people, just like COVID-19 situation. People who love it, they've been in it for decades, years, they've had successes and failures. People who are like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a shot. I know some people who have made some good money, let's try it out. And then people who are in complete denial. They don't think such a thing exists. And if it does, it must be something very wrong with it, right? I don't know which one you are right now, but whichever you are, allow me to explain you the industry a little bit. Statistics from 2017. The network marketing distributors grew to 116 million people, human beings, 116 million people. Sales grew in 2017 to 189 billion US dollars per annum. It's an industry you cannot neglect or ignore. That's for per annum, that is a serious number. How serious it is? Everyone, I think, in this room understands how big the Hollywood industry, whether you watch movies or not. Just on comparison, in 2018, Hollywood industry was doing 136 billion US dollars per annum, and the network marketing, the direct sales industry was doing 189 billion US dollars per annum. To put things into perspective, that's the industry we are talking about, that has been in existence, and stats from 2017. We don't have the latest numbers yet. Here's what I can tell you. These numbers are going up. Some more statistical data. Network marketing companies generated $1.5 trillion from 2009 till 2017. Wow, $1.5 trillion. Food for thought. Why? Why am I looking at 8 years? Because you want to look at any opportunity or a company long term, right? You don't look at 1 or 2 months. That's not worth your time. You want to look at something long term. So that's a good 8 years doing $1.5 trillion as an industry. So that's a very solid number when it comes to the industry. $600 billion US dollars were paid out to distributors since 2009 till 2017. Wow. $600 billion was paid out in commissions. And these were not Angelina Jolie's and Brad Pitt's of Hollywood who made this money. These were ordinary people who wanted to make their lives extraordinary. They were hungry to go out there and make it happen. Those kind of people. $600 billion. Powerful. That shows you the validity and the strength of this industry and the payout. $76 billion paid to distributors in commissions in 2017 alone. $76 billion US dollars paid out in commissions. What percentage of that would you like? Think about that. $76 billion broken down into 365 days is $208 million a day in commissions in our industry. Same question, what percentage of that would you like? When you look at your commission structure, and I'm again giving you data from 3 years ago, this data has gone way up than the numbers I'm sharing with you right now. What percentage of that do you make in a day? What percentage of that do you make in a year? Good question, right? And how big do you want that percentage to get for you with VRDA1? Good question to ask. Okay. With the current crisis, the number of distributors around the world, I wrote, will jump to new heights. The fact is, they are already jumping to new highs. If 30 million people are unemployed and they have no clue where they're going to get their next paycheck, guess what? Someone is waiting for them to talk about network marketing. And the numbers are not much different across the globe. How many of these would be in your network? That's a good question you want to ask. today. I'm showing you how big the industry is. I'm showing you how successful the industry is. I'm showing you how millionaires were created. In fact, I was in a conference call in Las Vegas where when I saw the room, there were 500 people in that room from the network marketing industry, and the minimum criteria to be in that room was to make $1 million. Play with that thought for a minute. Only then you could be in that room. 500 people. 30% of that room were people who were less than 30 years old. It blew my mind. I wish I could show you that room right now. It was absolutely amazing to see the magic of our industry. That's how big it is, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. It's breaking all records. It's breaking its own records every year, and COVID-19 is no different. Some of you are already in this industry. Some of you are already prospecting. They're like, oh, I don't have time. Everyone is locked at home. They're going crazy. They want to do something that puts money in their pocket. Network marketing. Companies are producing record number of sales just in the last 30 to 60 days. Company owners I've been talking to. Record number of sales. How does that happen when everyone is confined in their home? People need money. And this industry is absolutely amazing when it comes to that. How hard are you working for money today with the lockdown? A lot of us are waiting to go back to jobs, hoping that they would still have the jobs at half pays. I've got some of my friends back in Dubai and Emirates, 50% salary gone for a while. Some of my friends in FedEx were asked to take forced annual leaves. All of that is happening right now in countries that are not even hard hit by the virus. How hard are you working for money today? Good question, because most of us are trying to kill this time so the lockdown opens up. I think we can do better than that. I think we all can do better than that. The next question is, how hard is your money working for you today? I became a millionaire at the age of 27, created 100 self-made millionaires in 12 months next year. How hard is your money working for you today? And I did that with the real estate industry in the Middle East. So ask yourself, how hard is your money working for you today? Two very important questions that we will show you an opportunity where both these categories could be super fast tracked for you moving forward. It's a good question to ask. If your money isn't working hard for you today, then you have to work hard for money. Once you work hard for money, convert that hard-earned money into money working hard for you today. We are the one, or VRDA1. Wow, I just love that. I just love those skyscrapers. The evolutionary concept, never seen or heard before, by the way. Own, share, and grow. We spoke about money working hard for you. We'll give you a glimpse into that today. Own, share, and then grow. How cool would that be? Let's see what the one is all about. Empowering people to own the property of their dreams. Would that be nice? Would that be nice? Empowering people to own the property of their dreams when they can't afford it. How cool would that be? Anyone can buy a property with $1 million, right? In Dubai or Turkey or anywhere else. But what if you could without having that much money? That's crazy. And that's what VRDA1 is doing, empowering you to own a property of your dreams. That's a pretty bold statement. A successful combination of three giant industries. Let's show you what those are. The real estate industry. Now, again, if you're thinking, I'm not sure if real estate is a good industry, everyone who is on this call, look up, what do you see? Look down, what do you see? That is called a real estate. No matter what happens, no matter what crisis, no matter what depression, no matter how amazing the markets are, you need a real estate, period. You need a place to stay. That's a huge, huge industry. That's the industry where I made my millions. That's the industry where I've created millionaires for the first time ever. Self-made millionaires. Powerful industry, guys. Real estate, that's one of the giants. Number two, direct selling or network marketing. I just showed you how big that is. Do you ever doubt direct selling how big it is? It's bigger than Hollywood. For starters, yeah. That's how big it is. $600 billion in the last 8 years was paid out to some human beings on the same planet that we share with them. $600 billion, guys. That's how big direct selling is. And the third giant is information technology. So many companies, I don't want to even, I don't think, no one would even dispute that part about information technology. Three biggest giants combined together in one place under VRDA1. How cool is that? So here's the concept. VRDA1 marketing and sales team, which I was told holds 120 years of experience collectively combined with the best brains from around the planet. The next one is REIT Management Company. We'll talk a bit more about it. REIT, by the way, stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, one of the most secure and safest way of investing in real estate, by the way, or investment in general. Marketing and sales team, REIT Management Company that works and functions independently from the marketing and sales team. How cool is that, right? And then the income from sales and rentals that go into your pocket. If I could go back in time and change something in my life, you know what I would change? I would go and get and hire the best experts. I won't go and try and figure things out myself, make trial and errors and trial and errors and trial and errors, and a decade is gone. I would go hire the experts, leverage on their skills, and the success I got, I can compound and make it quicker. That's what this concept is. Amazing marketing sales team, REIT management company. We'll talk more about that. And income from sales and rentals, where your money is working hard for you because of some of the best experts from around the world gathered together to form VRDA1. How cool is that? So what is REIT? Real Estate Investment Trust, the new way of leveraging business. I have been in real estate since 2004 till today. And guess what happens? A lot of people say, I've lost money. I don't know how to make money. And they keep making all this noise. Who said real estate is an amazing thing? It has created millionaires, billionaires, multi-billionaires. It is an amazing thing. And if you do not know where to start from, you know what? You know where you should start from? VRDA1. That's it. Everything done for you. So let's talk about REIT. Why REIT? Huh? Why not just go and buy your own property? For starters, you may not have the money to buy your own property right now. So why REIT? Why invest in REITs? These are some of the benefits of investing in REITs. Income is secured by long leases. Who does it? The REIT. Do you need to be worried? No. Liquidity inside the REITs, professional managements, transparency, higher dividends, and I'll show you some graphs on that, portfolio diversifications, all of this, which as individuals, you need a couple of $1 million to do. Yep, that's a couple of $1 million right there. And a lot of experience. REIT does it for you. REIT is an integral part of VRDA1. How cool would that be if you didn't have to worry about figuring out how to get higher dividends, diversifying your portfolio, income with secured long leases, having liquidity, professional management team, and transparency? How about if you didn't have to worry about any of these, because all of this is taken care of for you by We Are the One under REIT. So you need a couple of $1 million, a couple of $100,000 to do We Are the One? No, you don't. How much do you need? And I'll tell you that soon enough. Let's look at REIT as an asset class over a 20-year time frame. Again, guys, you need to have a vision bigger than the next week, a vision bigger than the next month if you are looking at investments in traditional assets. You cannot afford to look at investments like 30 days, 60 days. That's not an investment. That sounds like a joke, right? So that's why we are looking at a 20-year annualized returns by asset class between 1999 to 2018. REITs have done exceptionally well over large time frames. That's why the long approach. If REIT has a long approach, We Are the One has a long approach too. We Are the One is not in business for a few weeks to a few months, probably for the next generation to come. That's called a long approach. The 20-year period below shows REITs delivering the best performance among all asset classes. Some of these asset classes you would be aware of. You see where an average investor is? 1.9% per annum. Homes, 3.4%. Bonds, 4.5%. S&P, which by the way I just spoke about, that crash that had to be stopped 3 times 3 weeks ago, 5.6%. Oil, now these are the familiar ones. Oil, 7%. Gold, 7.7%. Look at REITs, 9.9%. In other words, with REITs, you're in safe hands. Now let's look at why you should invest in REITs. REITs historically have delivered competitive total returns based on high, steady dividend income and long-term capital appreciation. Their comparatively low correlation with other assets also makes them an excellent portfolio diversifier that can help reduce overall portfolio risk and increase return. Low risk, higher returns. Powerful. REITs historically offer investors have provided competitive long-term total returns similar to those of other stocks without the risk of most of the stocks. REITs dividend yields historically have produced a steady stream of income. Guys, if you don't understand yields or a few other terminologies, don't worry. Understand the core of what a REIT is when it comes to long-term total returns, steady stream of incomes coming to you annually. Shares of publicly listed REITs are readily traded on the major stock exchanges and hence provide liquidity to investors. That's right. You have REITs that are on the stock markets as well. REITs offer access to the real estate market through portfolio diversification, typically with low correlation with other stocks and bonds. Massively into properties and portfolio diversification via properties. How cool would that be? You could get the best of the experiences under one roof. Now, here's an example of the global REITs overview. Countries and regions that have adopted the US REIT approach. US leads from the front simply because of being the world's #1 economy. While the US remains the largest listed real estate market, the listed real estate market is increasingly becoming global. See, REIT is something that is growing over a period of time into countries where it didn't exist before. That's a growing trend. You want to be in a growing trend. The growth is being driven by the appeal of the US REIT approach to real estate investment. Today, nearly 40 countries have REITs, including all G7 countries. This is in the defense of why REITs are so important, and what are they doing right now? Countries and regions that have adopted the US REIT approach are here. So many of these, and this is not the end. What do you think this image would look like in the next 3 to 10 years? More and more countries. That's the answer. And that's where REIT is going. Best time ever to be in the network marketing industry. Ask yourself, can there be a better time? Nope. This is the best time. I do not remember when was the last time we had a lockdown of this intensity, where people literally, when someone is busy doing a job, busy teaching, busy doing whatever they're doing for a full-time living, and you're like, I'm not sure if they would be a part of network marketing industry, and still over 100 million people are in it. How much more would happen now? That number quantifies in the current situation. The time is now to be in this industry. Number one, that's important. Take advantage of the time. It's important. See, critical times require critical thinking, require you to think outside the box. VRDA1 has already done that for you. All you have to do is decide. You're in the best industry right now. It's a unique company. It combines the best professionals with not just REIT, but also in the network marketing industry. Best of the best. I mean, just Brother Waqas. I've known Brother Waqas for almost 2 decades. Do you know that's more than half of my life? I've known this gentleman. People who are amazing, and the team he's working with, Brother Uthman, Brother Hussain, and everyone else, unbelievable. Decades and decades of experience in the network marketing industry, into the REITs. A unique company. Never has this been attempted before in the network marketing industry. And you will be amazed when you attend one of their presentations to see the amount of transparency that goes into REIT. That's your product. And many more with information and technology moving forward. But this allows you to make your money work hard for you. So 3 industries, you're tapping into the network marketing industry, you're tapping into the real estate or the REITs investments industry with VRDA1, with VRDA1, with the best of the best this industry has to offer. So that's priceless given the time we are in right now. Good. So that pretty much sums up my session for today. We're going to open up the floor for questions. Brother Hussain, help me with those questions.
Sure. Thank you very much, Tahir. Great insights, I must say. Being ready for the post-COVID, and actually time is right. Using this platform of VRDA1 to get ready with Plan B. I mean, a good time, a great platform, great products. We would be looking at your questions, ladies and gentlemen. You can text it out into the platform. Let's see what comes out. So the first question is, of course, I think the question from one of the brothers is, how much to start to invest?
So great question. And I forgot to mention that. Brother Hussain, please correct me if I'm wrong. $1,000. Is that correct?
Yes, at this point of the time, you can invest $1,000 or $10,000, but the start is with $450 with 1 property point and the inception into the business. So it is even better.
A bit more before we take the next question. Guys, this is insane. $450 $450 is 120 years of experience in REIT, which is all licensed and properly documented with proper audits and everything else. $450 for a startup with an intention that you can find a way to have your own dream home available to you through hard work, through the network marketing industry. This is insane. If anyone told this to me when I started real estate back in 2004, I would have jumped into it again and again, because that's just so insane, guys. You know, you can't even put a down payment on anything in Kuala Lumpur right now for or I think in any country for that kind of money. So unbelievably amazing, guys. You guys are doing an amazing job here with VRDA1, making it affordable. That's the intention. How to take average people live extraordinary lives. Amazing. Great question.
Great. Q, looking at the okay, I have interesting. I have a question written in English, but it is speaking Urdu, right? so, so trying to understand that. Maybe Brother Waqas can help me with this, or anybody from the team seeing this question. Okay, I think the question is saying how to join. People are interested.
Wow. Brother Hussain, maybe you can answer that one.
Well, I will answer it in, I would actually answer this question in a very simple way, that you can join by connecting with the person who has invited you, right? The person who's invited you believed in this business and the platform, and they would be the best person to talk to you about how to join. It is simple steps. Please connect with them and they will guide you to it. So the other question is the 350 for a limited time? And there is another question saying, can we actually own an apartment, and how, right? And how soon? You would like me to take that answer?
Yes, Brother Hussain, could you answer those?
Sure. So this is a very much a VRDA1 sort of a business, and how do you actually get the returns out of it? It all depends on the commitment of the person who's joining. If you're really joining to try it out, you're more than welcome. But if you're really joining to make it as your main plan of income and being ready for it and giving the right time and the commitment, then obviously that would require also some time and commitment from you. The delivery to come to a point where you would own an apartment, it all depends on you. The business plan, in fact, we have in 3 languages the presentation of the business plan and the concept on weekly basis. I would really suggest and recommend the people who are asking this such a question is to join us in those presentations, rather than I give you a broken up answer. But to say the least is that, yes, it depends on your commitment and your time and your efforts into the business, and you can own an apartment in less than a year if you would like to do that.
Can I add something to what you said? So basically, what Brother Hussain is saying is, you can start with as little as $450, and you marry into the network marketing industry. VRDA1 provides you with that platform, and then you work on promoting the VRDA1 business through that platform in the direct sales network marketing industry, and then allow yourself to basically there's a certain mechanics to it where you get your property points against your apartments in designated countries, and that's how you get to own your own property starting from $450. So it's a mix of $450 followed by what you could potentially do in the network marketing industry through the VRDA1 business plan, for which we have a different presentation that you definitely want to go and attend that, and which will be more clear in terms of numbers. But that's how you get to own your ideal home that you are striving for. Cool.
Okay. I think we've, so I can see that most of the questions here are actually related to the investment and to the return of the investment. And that's why I would reiterate that a lot of the friends and brothers and sisters that have joined, I think I would really recommend that you attend the business plan and the concept presentation that we do every week. And that would be a great opening for you to understand what the business is all about.
Absolutely, yes.
Right. Would we have any questions? I'm just looking at the list of the questions. And as I said, most of these questions are actually related to the business and how to join the business, what sort of an investment is into the business, what sort of the return is there. And I think on the return, obviously, as Brother Tahir Hussain said, and the concept explains it and the business plan explains it, that it's one of the most transparent businesses when you actually depend on the modality of REIT, where you are basically telling the community and the investors what returns are you making. And again, investing into already a revenue generating assets. That is what really matters when it comes to REIT. And that's what makes REIT almost like a bulletproof industry when it comes to investments. Brother Waqas, okay, what is the future of REIT, Brother Tahir?
Great question. What is the future of people's world population increasing versus the more houses people would need versus the new businesses that will come in and that would need commercial space? And the answer is the future is bright. As long as the world population doesn't go into a decline and people start living on trees, which basically would not happen. So that is the future of REITs as well, because the word itself speaks about real estate investment trust. As long as more and more professionals are coming in and saying, okay, we understand an amateur doesn't know which property to buy for investment purposes or even for living, they make bad deals. We are the professionals, we are going to help you. The REIT as an industry will keep growing because it solves two major problems. One, in the actual market, if you are an investor yourself and you make a mistake, you pay for it. In REIT, you don't need to. You're like $450, $1,000, $10,000, whatever that number is, the professionals are managing it for you. So I believe we are now reaching a world where more and more professionals are being engaged for what people lack in terms of competency. For me, that's a big deal because Brother Hussain just said, REIT is already plugging in to a revenue generating system. REIT was not created when VRDA1 started. REIT was already there. So VRDA1 is plugging into this huge industry so that a part of revenue starts flowing within its membership database as well. So massive future ahead, more and more countries coming into it. And you saw on my slides, there's some new countries coming in as well. So I see the future of REIT extremely bright moving forward. And the other part is, that's on the supply and demand. The other part is what you will understand or enjoy about REIT is the level of transparency you can have with the audits and everything else that goes into it, that is mind-boggling. That is of the highest standards, one of the highest standards you would ever see in an investment arm. That's powerful. So it's a huge, massive potential.
Fabulous. We'll take another couple of questions, and one of the questions that is coming from the audience is what will be the security on the investment? Which I think part of it you just answered, but if you can just kind of reiterate on some of the answer there.
Absolutely. So the security on the investment is that you first of all will not have to worry, because with REIT everything would be licensed, audited, will fall under the highest regulatory bodies of the country in which it will be incorporated. So this is like your money in the safest of the places you can imagine. Number one, I'm answering this question primarily from a point of thinking that would this be a money game where people can just lose money and someone just runs away? So in that context, I'm answering how regulated and secured your investment would be. And all of this, by the way, do you know that almost no companies out there can use the word investment when it comes to their financial products? Banks can do that, some companies can do that, but almost no companies that are not a financial institution can't even use the word investment. And yet we are using the word investment very boldly. You know why? Because of the word REIT. It gives the privilege to use this word because it is that heavily regulated. So in that context, you have absolutely nothing to worry that someone is just gonna, wrap things up and just disappear. Even if they want to, they can't do that because of the audit and the regulations they need to follow. And if they try to, they would be penalized for it. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, thank you. The other question that's coming saying, is this a home business and can I do it full time?
Yes, network marketing is a home-based business, and in a lot of countries tax-free as well. And yes, you can do this full time, and that's why you need to be on the other session for the business opportunity presentation, so you can see the numbers and how you can go full time with the people who invited you. But the answer is a very big yes.
Okay, great. I still see some questions coming on the investment. And what is the investment? And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the investment is as low as 450, and it could grow as much as you would like to grow it. In fact, again, if you attend our concept and business plan presentations, you'll be introduced to 3 different promotions that we are running at this point of a time, where you can actually have a return on your investment on the same night of your registration. I mean, how better does it get than compared to other investments? So I still urge you to attend our concepts. Okay, there's another question that says, which REITs have been bought? Maybe the person who's asking is asking about the properties that we have already invested in.
So, Brother Hussain, would you want to answer that? Because I don't know how much of that is confidential, but I'll let you answer that.
Well, I mean, very simply, I think at this point of a time that the property that is there in Dubai called the JVT, Jumeirah Village Triangle, that you can invest in, and the rest of the information is going to be for you, available for you on our websites very, very soon. Yeah, but this property is available for the investment. And now the board of directors is actually working very closely with the fund management to look at 2 countries and some properties in those 2 countries. So again, when you attend our concept, you would see that there is a concept called the vertical investment and the vertical exchange, where you can have multiples of investments and developments that we are as VRDA1 investing in, and you can choose the properties that you would like to invest in. So at this point of a time, I really don't have any other questions, and Any last words from you, Brother Tahir?
Yes, Brother Hussain, one last slide I would like to share for our audience today. First of all, thank you for being here today. You could have been anywhere else. You decided to spend an hour with us, so thank you for your time. Ask yourself, what will you do today different to change your future tomorrow? Very important question, guys. Don't let this be just one of those one another hour of your life. Make this hour count. Tony Robbins said it best. It's in the moments of our decision, our destiny is shaped. And from the questions all of you have asked, I am pretty excited. I didn't expect that you will ask so many amazing questions, but it shows that it shows your readiness. Make it count. Whenever the next session is, go back to the person who invited you, but decide and then play 100% for the sake of your future and for the future of the people you love and care the most. So thanks, Brother Hussain. I'll pass it back to you.
I appreciate it. You know, one last few sentences from me. I've been attending these online sessions and looking how the world has become very close to each other. In fact, if you look at the type of questions that are coming in, and I'm referring to at least 10 or 15 of these presentations and seminars and teachings and trainings that we have done, they're very similar questions that are coming from the world. I think no, I believe we're really becoming a one village. I mean, one day we were hearing that we are a one village, but now we are actually one village. The thinking is alike, the preparation is alike, the concerns are alike, and there is no better time than now. I think it is our choice, it is your choice, it is my choice, and with our own choices, as Brother Tahir said in one of his slides, and in this slide that we're showing, destiny is shaped with your own choice. Brother Tahir, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters from the world, thank you very much for creating this 60 minutes and making it wonderful 60 minutes full of positivity. Let's rock and roll and let's make this happen. COVID or non-COVID, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but we have to overcome all that as challenges and make the best out of it. Thank you very much, and we'll be seeing you very soon in our next function. Thank you. Bye-bye.